my story, I guess I should start how I grew up. I grew up in a family of 8 kids in Champaign, Illinois, and my mom is still an absolute angel, an earthly angel. So I had her my dad was there, obviously, worked 2 jobs. He had to work 2 jobs with 8 kids. But it was my mom who was my influence in terms of how I watched her, get up at 5 a.m. every day, spend time with the Lord, make our lunches, get our clothes ready, comb my dad's hair, which is crazy. She was amazing. So she was the one who I saw Christ in her. So as a sophomore in high school, I went on a retreat down to Florida with Campus Life, and that's when I gave my life to the Lord. And obviously ups and downs in my faith, but where I want to go with this is when I became an adult. And I was fortunate enough to play professional baseball with the Dodgers. I was signed as a non-drafted free agent, and that was going great. It was what I always wanted to do. Ever since I could remember thinking for myself, I wanted to be a big leaguer. So that was happening, but it wasn't happening as quick as I'd wanted it to. I decided to take my career in my own hands and say, Lord, this has been awesome. You've blessed me, but I got this now. So I decided to take steroids. I'll never forget the first time that needle went in, because I was still with him. But when that first needle went in, it was like, okay, this is me now. He was with me, but for me, it was just me. I turned my back on him, simply. So here we go. Now I'm a different ball player. Things are starting to happen a lot quicker. My mile per hour on my fastball went up significantly, and that obviously impresses people that I need to impress. So in the meantime, I am getting better looks. I'm getting longer looks. I'm getting looks from the people who matter for me, the people making decisions on my life, on my career. So I get that first call up in 1999. 8 years I spent in the minor leagues, which is pretty long. Typically it's, I'd say 4, 5 maybe tops for a ball player to get to the major leagues, if he gets there. So I'm still in that, this is my career, this is on me. I don't need God anymore. The things that have happened in my life, that he blessed me all the way through this. Like meeting my wife. The very first night I met her, she said, have you ever taken steroids? And I'm trying to impress her. I'm trying to do everything I can because she was the one for me. I mean, I saw her and I'm like, oh my. So I immediately, without even thinking, said, no, not me. And that was it. That was the last time we talked about it. So I had that secret. I had it, and pretty big burden. Never talked about it again. My wife, and women have a tendency to do this. She, in her relationship with the Lord, kind of brought me back. I stopped when I started dating her seriously. That's not something that I could have done without her knowing, so I did stop. And I'm grateful for that, because it's pretty addictive. It's a pretty addictive thing, not chemically, but it's an addiction. So I stopped, and I thank her for that, even though she had no idea what she was doing. So with her, I'm not saying she brought me closer to the Lord, but just being with her every day, it strengthened me. It strengthened my relationship. with the God who I turned my back on. So here we go. There's just something called the Mitchell Report coming out, and it's got a bunch of names of guys who are suspected of using, and it's a pretty big deal media-wise. It's a hot topic on ESPN. Well, I had a feeling that I was going to be in there. Leading up to the Mitchell Report coming out, I couldn't sleep. I mean, I woke up all night long. I couldn't sleep. It was just that secret I had. So I sit down with Jane, and I say, I got to tell you something. And she has no idea what's about to hit her. And I said, and she knows the Mitchell Report's coming out. And I still have never addressed it. We still have never talked about it. My wife, I'm sure, has even defended me, saying, no, not my husband. I would know. Well, she didn't. So that night, the night before, everything was broke into the media. I told her, and her reaction was interesting. It was silent for a couple seconds, and then it was, well, what else? If you've kept that from me, what else is there? And I was glad to say nothing. That's it. She obviously forgave me for not telling her, for keeping that secret. I had to call my family, tell them. Being in a small town, I had a brother that was even a baseball coach at our high school and a teacher there, and here they come, here the cameras come run down the halls to get his reaction on it. It was a mess. But like I said, he blessed me all the way through it. He gave me a fairly long big league career, 9 years in the major leagues, 19 total of professional baseball, and that's really all I wanted to do my whole life. Why did he bless me through all that? I don't know. I know he loves me, and I know that he wants what's best for me, and I guess allowing me to fulfill my dream obviously was in his plan. Here we are now. Now I can tell the story. I can tell the kids that I will be coaching now in the minor league ranks, my mistakes, the failures, not only from a pitching standpoint or a baseball standpoint, but the decisions I've made off the field. And I'm grateful for that. And I think, who knows what he has planned? Who knows? I don't want to say this is why, but I think he blessed me so I could tell the story. So I could glorify him in some way. And I know I wasn't glorifying him in any way by my decision to take steroids. But my prayer now is that I can.